Hello, Virgo, my dears, my fellow earth sign. As I look at you, what I'm seeing is you standing in what looks like it should be a beautiful Mediterranean setting, south of France or Italy, in an old town. And you're going like this, like you've just eaten the most beautiful piece of cheese and you're savoring the flavor, and it's like you're in a group of, like, or maybe it's Spain and it's a tapas bar, but there's a sense of social community around you and you're enjoying this, and maybe some nice wine with it. It's a really luxurious feeling. It's very simple but very luxurious in its sensual pleasure of the food and the flavor and the weather and the environment. And it's all very lovely, and you look happy, but then all of a sudden the crowd disperses and you look around and you realize you're alone. So Virgos, this reading I think is for some of you who've been feeling maybe somewhat disconnected. It doesn't mean that you're alone in life. You might be very much a part of a family where you're very involved in what's going on. But the feeling that I'm getting within that is it's probably more the kind of thing where, for the most part, you're feeling as though you're filling a role. And the roles might be perfectly well thought out and figured out, and everybody's got their place and doing what they need to do, and it may be very well appreciated. But the feeling that I'm getting is you're not experiencing a sense of emotional intimacy. Whether it's with people that you know, or it's because you don't know people, because there are people, because you don't, either it's within the relationships that are already existing, or because you don't have the kind of relationships, you don't have relationships right now where you are feeling connected to anybody in any way at all. So what you're being told here, my dear Virgos, is you have the ability to really appreciate the fine things, the look, the smell, the taste, the feeling of a place. You have, you're an earth sign. You have the ability to be sensual in your appreciation of beauty in all of its forms. And interestingly enough, that can be the very thing that opens your heart. But sometimes when it's involved with, as much as you might want to enjoy it and share it with somebody, sometimes it feels as though you've got some old ideas, some old beliefs about whether or not it's safe for you to open up enough to really be able to share emotional intimacy with somebody in a way where you feel really bonded. It's almost as though you fear entrapment or disappointment, or that you're going to end up in a situation where you're more lonely than you were before you got into it. So what you're being asked to look at, dear Virgo, is to consider what is the old belief and where does it come from? Because you're asked to really do it, like seriously do it big, check into this, because if you want this, and you may not, and there is no judgment if you are in whatever phase of your life where you really are just happier to be alone. There's absolutely no criticism with that at all. This is for those people who look around, find themselves alone and go, oh, but I want more. So for those of you who want more, first of all, have compassion for yourself. If you haven't been able to have it, if you haven't experienced it, have compassion instead of self-blame or blame for anybody else for having trained you this way. Forgive. Have compassion for the state that you're in, first of all. And then identify how genuine you are being. Okay, in any situation. And if you really want to seriously be more in connection with people, it's really about letting yourself smile from your heart. It's literally, when you do that, it's literally like offering an invitation for people to see you, because it's about being seen. It's about really being seen. There's this wonderful psychologist named Thomas Hubel who talks about real intimacy being me feeling you feeling me, or you feeling me feeling you. Of course, it goes both ways. So it's the idea of I am being seen and I'm feeling that I'm being seen. And I'm seeing you feeling me, right? It gets very convoluted, but it's really simple. Just listen to the way I said it the first time. That's the idea. We don't just want to be, it's not just a surface. At a certain point, we don't want just surface recognition. We want to be fully seen. That takes vulnerability, okay? But I believe it is, for many people, a yearning that they have not yet explained, they have not yet identified. The first step, however, is to get in touch with yourself, because feeling isolated starts first with you feeling disconnected from who you are, from you seeing you, from you feeling how you feel when you see yourself, when you look honestly at yourself, okay? And again, it's looking honestly with compassion, okay? You are going to now, whatever was missing in your childhood, whatever you didn't get, whatever training you didn't get in being able to look honestly at yourself, whatever experience you've had about feeling overlooked or not seen as a child for whatever reason, a sick parent, somebody who was working all the time, just somebody who was not emotionally tuned in or aware that you were a sensitive kid, all of that stuff. This is where you really get to be there for yourself and really make that connection inside. And when you do that, it's so much more easy to be vulnerable around other people because you have accepted yourself already. Okay, Virgo? And I feel like that's a big, big part for you. Do it big. Allow yourself pleasure in life, Virgo. You don't have to work all the time. And you can take a quantum leap of faith. This means that beyond logical expectation, beyond the linear projections of our minds, there is a place of free fall. Here you trust that what feels like leaping into the unknown void is really sailing on the winds of the infinite, unlimited benevolence, which will guide you wisely to your best and most graceful landing. I leave you with that, my very dear Virgos. Quantum leap of faith. Okay? Take care. Self-compassion.